What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we're back in the battle chamber. I have Zevi on the left. He's going with a blue-yellow Soul Striker build that he's been cooking up recently, and I'm on the right. I do apologize for the horrible glare, but that is the Son Goku Xeno leader that awakens into the SS4 leader. I haven't played black in a long time, and with the release of Mythic Booster and getting all those good black cards, Thwartings, Beyond All Limits, Fighting Against Fate, I figured, you know what, let me just try playing black. And, much to my surprise, I actually like the way this deck plays out. Now, I know there are probably better black leaders. I mean, Gogeta Xeno is probably the best black deck in the game, and you can make the argument that Vegex is maybe still really good too, but I do like how this SS4 leader operates. I like the fact that you can see here on my turn one, Zevi started by charging a multicolor. You can swing, auto burst 3, and then you can add up to 1 life to your hand and then draw a card. And then since I did burst the time agent, he does come in for free off of that skill as well. So I'm going to combo the Quitsukai to make my guy 15k to push damage into Zevi here. And then we're going to go ahead and Overwhelm for Trunks, which is going to draw you 2 cards and send 1 to Warp. So I kind of like how he plays out. Just generically, he does get pretty decent advantage. And he does work well with the time agent mechanic of milling them into the drop area, as well as putting yourself in self-awaken range to go ahead and control when you want to flip. We are going to swing with that Trunks to do another damage to Zevi, then pass turn. So I figured I'd try it. And I ended up getting second place with this deck. And Zevi, ended up taking it. Spoiler, this is actually our finals matchup. So he's going to go ahead and charge his Unison for his second energy, swing at lead, draw a card. 10k, no combos on his end, I believe. Let's see. He might combo something. I see that he has a Saiyan Instincts in hand. So he's going to combo up to 15. I'm going to go ahead and take that, put myself to 5, because I can now awaken next turn with my leader skill. The only downside, of course, is the SS4 Xeno deck does draw a good amount of cards, so there are going to be times, as you see here, where you draw your time agents and you don't get to play them off of the hit in the drop area. But that's just one of those things that you have to just deal with. I get super lucky here with this mill and milling the time agent Vegeta. So we're going to go ahead and swing auto burst 3, and then we're going to go ahead, grab that life, draw that card, play the Vegeta. I don't have an energy to use to get full value out of my Awaken, which is one of those things where I kind of, maybe the way my build is constructed, I don't have the best 1 cost cards to play. I did make some minor adjustments to it, and I'm going to be probably taking this deck again for pre-release. I'm not going to be attending locals this upcoming weekend because it is my birthday, but next weekend, which would be March 5th, is the pre-release for Realm of the Gods. So instead of playing a sealed structured event for pre-release, we're going to go ahead and, still do the whole, 6 packs on entry and stuff for pre-release, but we've decided to have it a constructed event. So I'm going to go ahead and take this SS4 deck again and try my luck there. Zevi is going to take that damage, go down to 5, and then we're going to swing with our Vegeta here for 19 and push him to 4. So I've noticed when you play against Soul Striker, it's kind of a catch-22. You want to rush them down as much as you can before they can stabilize and awaken with Unisons, but at the same time, any damage that they take early, they're just going to take it because it's more card advantage. Soul Striker does a really good job of restanding energy so that they can push further and they can extend. It is a resource-based game, and Soul Striker does it better than anybody. So you kind of have to find your sweet spot. I think aggro is the answer against Soul Striker. Like, if you could get him down to a manageable total before turns 3 and 4, I think you're in a good spot. But once he awakens and gets the ball rolling and starts playing his really powerful unisons, it is a lot more difficult to recover and stabilize. As you can see here, Zevi's going to go ahead and tap 3 for his baby, plus 2 markers to draw a card, and now he's got his unison in play. Swing with lead, untap 2, and then you just go from there. I'm going to go ahead and respond here we are going to negate with this Goku, which is also a thwarting target, believe it or not. I like using this Goku because it's a one cost negate, and then once he goes to the warp or to the drop area, you could use him for fusion fodder. So I just thought that was interesting. I have since taken him out for a couple different options, but I'm liking where the deck is at right now. Zevi is going to swing with his Unison. I am going to block with Trunks. Zevi's looking to tap 1 energy here. He's going to go ahead and play... the name is escaping me right now. It's a 15k Goku that we got in Cross Spirits. Calamity Challenger for 1 energy draw card. The Calamity Challenger cards are so good in my opinion. The Calamity Challenger Goku and the Calamity Challenger Tapion, they're so good. They're just such really, really good cards. I really do like their design. Obviously, you don't get the full value from the Calamity Challenger because your leader's not a Trunks Youth, but it still is just a 1 energy 15k battle card that's going to replace itself and have blocker defensively. As you can see, Zevi did tap 1 for Dimension Magic, mistakenly thinking that it was a Sensu Bean, but we just went ahead and corrected that. So his Calamity Challenger is sitting at 20 right now, and I believe he's going into my leader. So I'm at 4 life. Zevi's at 4 life as well. You do have to be careful when blue starts getting to higher energy totals because there's so many power cards that they could drop on you at any point in the turn, either in their main phase, in your battle step. Like there's a lot of different things that can happen. So I am going to go ahead and take that damage there, and we're going to charge our 3rd energy here. I am in Awaken range. But it does feel bad that I don't have, cards to commit to the board for 1 energy. That's going to get me max value on my Awaken. I have since corrected that, and I will show you guys an updated profile this week so that you guys can see where my head's at with this deck on a semi-competitive basis. I will say, though, I feel like SS4 Goku or just Xeno Goku does draw a decent amount of cards. Nothing crazy like Gogeta Xeno, but I think he's probably the next best Black Saiyan leader that draws. I don't think Vegex is going to draw as many cards as Goku because Vegex doesn't have that ability of attacking and taking a life and drawing a card because you're drawing 2 cards every turn essentially. So it's just interesting to see where you're at with that. In my opinion, I think the SS4 Goku leader, having the inherent double strike on the back, as you see we awaken here, and the awakening is untap 1, draw 1. Also, the activate main is passive advantage on the back. You can add up to 4 cards from your warp to your drop to draw a card. You can choose 0, of course, and do that. But like I was saying before, I think SS4 Goku is good for a more tempo-based strategy, and Vegex might be good for a more control/mid-range strategy because it's probably inherently more defensive because you don't have to take life down to an uncomfortable total like you do with Goku, because you do have that alternative awakening edition, even though it is really hard to get 20 in the drop now after the errata, but it's still possible if you do it properly. But we're sitting in a decent spot right now. Like I said, when you go up against Soul Striker, it really is just a chess match. Aggro is probably the best way to address it because at some point they're going to run out of resources, and if you could just go wide without them having too many beans to resolve, you can put yourself in a really good spot. We're going to go ahead and Overwhelm for Secret Identity. I'm just waiting to see if he has God Sealing. He doesn't respond with God Sealing, so we're going to warp away the Calamity Challenger, giving ourselves a 25k attacker on the board for no energy. Goku is going to swing here, and I'm just kind of waiting for the baby hatch to come down and ruin my life, because I know he has it in his hand, but he elects not to play it this turn because he probably just feels like I can't kill him this turn. But we are going to go ahead and swing lead into lead, so that is going to be a 20k base. Goku does gain an extra 5k for every 8 cards in your warp. So I think I had like something like 10 or 12. So that is going to be a 20k base double strike. I'm going to go ahead and combo 5 up into it to make it a 25k double striker. to Zevi's 15k Soul Striker lead sitting at 4 life. So he's going to go ahead and super combo a Xeno, which is going to allow him to pick up an energy and replace it, which is a great super combo in my opinion. Like, if you're playing blue, if you're not looking at Xeno as your super combo choice, there's something wrong with you. I'm not saying that Xeno is by far the best blue super combo in the game right now, but it's definitely one of those super combos that you should consider when you're building a blue deck. So he's going to go ahead and combo the Bardock Ape to go ahead and give himself a rival for Kefla. This Kefla card is disgusting. She's 30k blocker. When she's played off of a rival, you can go ahead and bottom deck one of your opponent's battle cards. And she does have a skill where if you pitch a card, if you pitch a copy of herself, she can draw a card and I think gain dual attack and double strike, something like that. I don't have the card text in front of me, but off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure she can just kind of do stuff. Like, she's really good, in my opinion. One of the better cards that came out of Saiyan Showdown, in my opinion. And the fact that it's an arrival is really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and pass. Zevi's gonna go ahead and do his turn here. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. He's using Kefla as a blocker in response to my Vegeta attack. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn there with 3 energy open, which is crazy. But again, ever since updating my build, you do use more energy, offensively in this new build that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and pass over, which is tough. I'm staring down a 30k Kefla. I'm staring down a Baby Unison with 7 markers and the Soul Striker lead, which is going to just continue to untap for further extension. So I'm not in a really good spot. I'm also sitting at 3 life. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but I am sitting at 3 life opposed to Zevi's 4. So this is going to be tough. I mean, I do have a couple cards in hand for combo, some super combo, stuff like that. He's going to go ahead and activate Bardock the Eliminator, warping it from the drop area to draw a card. He's going to tap another energy here to play another Calamity Challenger, which is going to draw him another card. And we're off to the races. Soul Striker is going to swing. We're going to untap 2 energy here. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1 for our Supreme Kai of Time. Body Counter. This is a great card for 1 energy. If your opponent has at least 3 cards in their warp, you can reduce her cost in hand by 2. You can play her as a counter attack, so it stops the attack. And then when she's played, you can choose one of your opponent's cards. When you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the warp, and return it at the end of the turn with its skills negated until the end of the turn. So it's kind of a way of dodging 2 attacks. As you can see there, I just kind of negated his leader attack, and I just got the Kefla off the board, so I don't have to worry about any of her shenanigans. But after that, she doesn't really do much. She's just a 5k onboard combo. I really wish she might have had blocker. That might be asking for too much, but then again, I think of cards like Oceanus, who has blocker. Dramatic pause for effect. I don't think it would have been a bad idea to give Supreme Kai of Time blocker. Just my opinion. He's going to go ahead and swing with his Baby Unison, 15k to my lead. I'm going to combo off a Demigre to go up to 20. Another really good card for the deck, obviously, is the Demigre that we got in Draft Box 6. It was also reprinted in the Anniversary Box 2021. They're super cheap. If you want foil copies, I think from the Anniversary Box, they're like $3 a pop. Definitely a good card to consider. It's a very good controlling aspect for black right now, because you could deal with board and hand simultaneously. He's going to swing at me with Calamity Challenger for 15 into my lead. I'm going to go ahead and combo off that Supreme Kai just to give myself 5k. For those of you asking why that Goku's still sitting on the board, he's a 5k attacker, but he has 0 combo power. So there's he's just there. There's really not much for him to do. I thought this was wild. Zevi's tapping 4 for his Boo Unison, and he's getting rid of a Baby Unison with 7 markers. Now, obviously, offensively and defensively, Boo is just the more superior Unison. He's going to draw you cards. He's going to pressure for 20k double strike. He's going to be able to defend as a blocker. He does have his -1 auto skill. By removing a marker, you can bottom deck one of your opponent's battle cards, and he does untap energy at the end of the turn. So obviously, value-wise, Boo is a lot better. But I've never seen somebody cast a Unison with an already existing Unison, especially when they had 7 markers. I just thought that was funny. Zevi's going to go ahead and pass turn to me. We're going to draw for turn and charge here. Let's see how this works out offensively on my turn. We still have our Vegeta, which is nice. I do like Vegeta's activate battle skill. I just hate that it's only for 3 or less, because getting rid of Calamity Challenger right now would be huge. It's one less card I have to worry about. We're going to go ahead and charge our SS4 thwarting Gogeta here, which is one of the cards I chose to play in the top end. I have since removed it, but, you know, why not? You do have Gogeta fusion fodder in the deck, so why not try to, you know, include this guy in the deck? But tapping 4 for him is just really tough with no protection. So we're just kind of deciding what we want to do. Koitsukai is a really good card in blue, or I should say Koitsukai is a really good card to play against the blue matchup. But in this game particularly, there hasn't been a situation where it's come up, you know, so it might be one of those things where you might consider cutting or moving to the sideboard if you guys are playing best of 1 with siding. Just one of those things to consider. So where we're at here, I believe I'm activating the leader skill passively to draw a card, and we just have to decide and figure out what we're going to do. Now, here's the thing, right? Zevi knows he's got board, right? He's got board control here, and as a player playing against blue, I knew this was coming. I knew the baby hatch was coming, especially because Zevi's board is already established, so all he has to do is just survive another turn and just pressure me by outvaluing me. I can leave all my energy up. It does not matter. There's just so much extension that blue has right now with the combination of beans and arrivals and overrun plays. So we just kind of have to pass here with 4 energy open and wish for the best. I'm in a decent position because I do have all of my battle cards active, so I could use the Vegeta as a combo, even though he would go to the warp when I combo him off. And I do have a decent sized hand, but I'm not the most confident duckling right now. Just staring all these guys, you know, knowing what they could do potentially. So Zevi's going to start off by swinging at me with Baby Hatch. That's a 40k attacker. I'm sitting at 3 life, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself down to 2 here. And there's just not a lot, you know, it's tough. He's going to go ahead and activate Kefla's skill by discarding a copy of herself, draw 2 cards, and then I believe she gains dual attack and double strike. So it's going to be tough. She's going to go ahead and rest my Vegeta, and now she's going to attack. So I'm going to go ahead and, as I'm filing through my hand here looking at it, I don't really see like I have too many options. But we're going to go ahead and super combo to 25. We're going to bottom deck 1 to draw 2. The only thing that's saving me right now is the fact that I have 2 more super combos in my hand. So that's 25. We need to go up to 35. So we're just going to throw another super combo on it. Bottom deck, draw 2. Hopefully I can draw into some sauce. Defensively, it's going to save me here, because right now it's not looking pretty. I got a lot of combo power in my hand, but I don't have a lot of defense. So I think I drew into a power burst. We'll just have to see now if that's actually true or not. Yeah, I drew into a power burst. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Goku because it's a negate. So I'm just playing super defensively right now because I have no other choice. Knowing that Zevi still has 1, 2, 3, 4 swings on board and all his energy open is just disgusting. So we're going to go ahead and oof. There's the big blow. Tapping 1 for a counter and getting countered by Golden Avenger is disgusting, because now he bottom decks a card, draws a card, has a 30k triple striker on the board. So it's just oof. It's a big oof. It feels bad, but you know, this is how the cookie crumbles, as they say. So right now this attack is going through as a double strike. He's comboing up into 25, it looks like here. So I'm going to go ahead and super combo bottom deck draw 2, putting myself at 25. I am going to have to combo 5k more. I do have a good amount of Supreme Kai of time in hand, so if I can get my hand low enough, she'll be a 10k combo, but I don't see a way of me getting out of this simply because of the amount of pressure Zevi could continue to put. He is going to go ahead and attack me with Golden Avenger here, the Great Ape, which is a 30k triple strike. So I don't have any counters in this instance. I just have to wait and see what Zevi decides to do, and he combo power that's going to come down. He's going to go up to 35. We're going to go ahead and activate Battle for Brainwash No More. We're going to tap 1, discard the Brainwash No More, and then just crit a life and not take, damage, basically. Because if I would have taken that triple strike, obviously the game would have been over. I'm just trying to extend as much as I possibly can, seeing what's on his board and knowing that he doesn't have active energy until now because he swung with his lead. So, Goku into my lead, untap 2 blue. Now I know he has a little more extension. Zamasu super combo is going to do nothing because I have stuff that's rested. But it's going to go ahead and arrival Kaba, which is going to bounce my Vegeta. And when Vegeta leaves the battle area, he goes to the warp. So a bean, he's going to actually bean up the Kaba here to untap an energy. So Goku right now is sitting at 25k. He's going to go ahead and arrival another Kaba. And as you can see, there's just more and more swings here. More beans, more swings, more attacks, more pressure. There's just not a lot that I can do comfortably, At some point, my resources are going to run out, and this is the third Kaba that he's arrivaling into play. I believe they're all 19k dual attackers, which is 6 more attacks, and he hasn't overwhelmed yet this turn, so I'm just reading the writing on the wall. I'm a very astute player in the Dragon Ball Super card game. So I can kind of see where my demise is coming, but I'm just going to kind of just do it myself. I'm not going to give Zevi the satisfaction of actually beating me. I'm going to go ahead, and even though I don't think I can legally activate that skill twice in the same turn, I'm going to go ahead and just, concede here. Zevi's a great player. It was a great matchup. I was happy with the results that I got out of playing the Super Saiyan 4 Goku deck. So just keep an eye out for the deck profile that I'm going to upload for the rest for the end of the week. And I will see you guys in the comments down below. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you guys Monday for our podcast episode with your boy Matt. Until then, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything No Counters, No Combos. We really do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys next time. Be there or be squared.